Have you ever wanted to photograph F1 but never really understood how to do it? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how you could do it as a general admission guest. But I'm going to show you how you can go as a spectator and get photos like you can see on the screen. The two lenses I'm going to be using in this video are the 300-600 f4 from Sigma and the 35-150 f2 to f2.8 from Tamron. Now, the 300-600 from Sigma is not my lens. I'm loaning it from them. I'm a Sigma creator, which means it gives me access to Sigma lenses. That being said, you can rent and loan lenses like this from most camera stores, but I'll talk more about that at the end of the video to explain how you could do that. I want to highlight that in some of this video, I am in non-general admission areas, but I will make sure I highlight that before we do it. The first things first, let's show you how you can get rid of those fences that are in the way when you go to watch an F1 race. What I want to show you is, even if you're with the worst view ever, like here where you have the fence, you can still get the shots you want to get even with a long lens. So when you have a long lens like this, what you can do is you can use the compression to your advantage to push through the fence, which allows you to almost remove the fence without having to do it in post-production. Now, if you're doing panning shots or anything like that, then it's gonna help that, where the motion is also gonna help get rid of the fence. So although I might not have accreditation today, I can still get shots as if I am, as you can see on the screen. So what I would suggest doing is, obviously I don't own this lens because it's very expensive. You can loan lenses like this from companies. You know, the best option you have, whatever city you're in, whatever the closest camera shop there is to you, go and speak to them and see if you can just loan a big lens. Anything from 200 to 400, 600. Wow. That is sick. And that way, you don't even need to be in the grandstand. If I was at the top of the grandstand, yeah, I'd have a clean shot. And I can go up into Escapade because I'm there. Wow. Because I'm here with Escapade, I could theoretically go up there, but I wanted to show you that you could be close to the action with general admission, with a decent lens, and still get insane photos. Okay, so I've got the 300-600 f4 on. I do have the monopod. I have got a couple of shots so far, but what I'm doing is I'm doing it handheld just for a minute. So for settings wise, I'm at 200 of a second, f13, ISO 64. It's so hard to get the shot because you can't see them coming. Like, it's so difficult because I'm basically this side, there's like a barrier. Well, it's the balcony for Escapade, so it's really difficult to get the shots. There's actually quite a nice frame where you can get the cars going round the corner, as you can see on the screen, and then you've got the people in the grandstand as well, like looking on. It's quite nice. Okay, I'm really happy. I just got a nice panning shot of Lewis Hamilton, so I'm really happy with that. For those that don't know, I'm a huge Lewis fan. I mean, I have been pretty much my entire life. Ever since Lewis got into F1, I've been a Lewis fan. Growing up and just seeing him progress and win all those championships has just been inspiring to watch. And now standing here, being able to just get some sick shots of him is, yeah, amazing. So I had a lanyard, and on that lanyard it said AAA, access all areas, within reason. You know, I couldn't go in the paddock or anything like that, but I was able to go down where the drivers are arriving, which is, I went down and I took some photos, and I was using the 35-150, which I'll show you now. Okay.
Oh, you made it here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mate, nice to meet you.
Good, how are you? Good to meet you.
Woo! Still. I've got my glasses on to see you. I've got my glasses on. Yes! Holy seconds, drivers, and now arrive. Make some noise for Kimi and
Nice to meet you, man.
Good to meet you.
Have a good weekend. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably come over here again tomorrow
Yeah,
morning.
I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning then.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Alright, I'm going to bounce, man.
Right, I'll see you.
I might see tomorrow.
Have fun. All right.
Yeah, otherwise, see you around. See you, man. Now, having that core experience is incredible and really lovely, and anyone that has access to the center of Silverstone, which is most people actually, most people can probably get to that area where the fans were sitting. You know, during that clip, so you could see me showing you over the top. Where those fans are, general admission people could be. So if you're there with like a 1635 and you're at the front, you could get some really nice shots of drivers just as general admission. Okay, I was the other side of the barrier because I was allowed to be, but that being said, if you're just general admission and you just took a 1635 or a 35-150 and you went and sat there, you would also be able to get those shots. I haven't got anything different that you would be able to get. It's just I get to follow them around a little bit and kind of be knocked over by the cameramen, right? You would be just sat there, you could wait for the drivers to arrive, get the shots, and then you can add that to your portfolio, and then maybe you can apply for different accreditation for different events in the future with that portfolio that you've gained. Okay, so I touched on it there a little bit about how you can remove the fence by using a compression, using a compressed lens like this, 300 to 600. This is a WAM lens. It's a huge, big ass lens, and you can get smaller versions. You don't have to have this f4 mega one. Yes, I'm using that, and yes, the images look good, but I promise you, anything that, like a cheaper version, like a 100 to 400 that you can pick up for like £1,000 or rent it, obviously, will do just as good a job. I promise you that. I know it's hard to understand when I'm saying that while I'm holding this. I've used all of the gear that I'm suggesting. So like getting a 100 to 400 or a 200 to 600 from Sony, or the likes equivalent with Canon or Nikon, Fuji, etc., it will be good enough. That being said, you can always rent those lenses from third parties. So you can go to a camera store, or you can go online and find a rental place around you. If you're in the UK, I recommend there's an app called Fat Llama. They're really good for renting stuff. It's doable. I really want to express that. It's doable, and if you're just going as general admission, you can do it. Now, I can hear you all typing away going, well, there's restrictions, you can't bring big lenses. You can bring lenses that are big. Just do research for the Grand Prix that you're going to. Some Grand Prix will only allow you to take up to 200mm. Now, what they're looking at, they don't care about the actual millimeter. What they're looking at is they care about the size, right? This is huge. It's a massive lens. I went in with a general admission ticket with no other accreditation showing it on me, and I got in with this. Now, I'm not going to say that you would have the same luck, but I saw a lot of people with similar lenses in general admission in Silverstone. Now, there is a little trick that you can do as well in Photoshop. If you wanted to do that, you can use content aware and remove the fencing, but that's long. I would suggest just using this, get the real shot, get the real deal with a bigger lens. Just do the research and see whether or not in your local race, you're able to take a bigger lens. If it does say up to 200mm, take a 200mm, just keep your mindset on the fact that they're worrying about the size. That's what they care about, because what they're worried about is you having this WAM lens swinging around and smashing people in the face. That's what they care about. So as long as it's a big millimeter, but smaller in size, you'll be all good. This is a bit big, and to be honest, I think it's a bit overkill for what I was doing, and I would have probably rathered something smaller and more compact and easier to move around. But it did the good job. I love it. It's a great lens. I'll be doing a whole different video on that coming soon. When I go to the Festival of Speed next week, I'll talk all about this lens and why I think it's a great lens, but that's in a different video. This 35-150, look at the size difference. Like, it's tiny in comparison to this, Still fairly weighty. There's other versions of this lens from other companies, but the 35-150 Tamron f2 to f2.8 is hands down, I think, the most versatile lens that I have in my kit bag. Yes, you have like a 50 to 150 f2 from Sony, but that thing is so mega expensive. This is a lot cheaper and a lot more affordable. So if you're looking for a versatile lens that you can use for portraiture, also motorsport, I highly recommend the 35-150. It lives on my camera most of the time and I get some incredible shots. All of the shots that you're seeing now while I'm talking are all taken with the 35-150 on the main stage at F1, at the F1 at Silverstone, and they look incredible. They look super sharp, super lovely. I'm really happy with them and can't fault the lens. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. In regards to accreditation, I've never been accredited for F1. I would love to be, and I would love to be able to do that in the future. I'm working on it, but we'll see where it goes. But I know the process. So if you want to know the process, feel free to reach out and I can let you know the process of how to do that. And if I ever manage to do it, I will let you know the process and make a whole video about getting accredited in F1. That being said, if you ever want to go to a motorsport event or whatever you want to go to the motorsport events website, go on there and there will be somewhere that says media or press. Go on there, apply, and then they may or may not give you accreditation, depending on how big a scale the motorsport event is. What my suggestion would be is make sure you've got public liability insurance if you want to be accredited, and make sure that you have some sort of publication that you are representing, or if you're going there to support a team, or maybe you can reach out to a couple of teams and just say, hey, I want to come to the event, I can do it for free, I just want to get accredited, and they'll help you along the way. If you have any questions, drop me a DM over on Instagram at OpticalWander. Alternatively, all of the photos in today's video were edited in my presets. There's a link in the description if you want to go buy them. $12, so mega affordable for all of my presets I've ever owned. All these photos have been edited with those presets, so link in description. With all that being said, create more, stress less, and if you want to see any of the other photos I'm going to post, they'll be over on Instagram as well. See you in the next one. Go and create.